Anybody on the panel ever have a match with Bret Hart?
A match happened, and I happened to have been there. Bret Hart had a match. We did one of those things, you know, back with the Mad Television, and there was a program where we sort of hearkened back to Jerry Lawler, and now WWE Hall of Famer, the man that built this house, Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
So yeah, so at the end of that sort of back and forth, Bret Hart had a match with a big bag of flour on WCW.
Yeah, I can't believe that of all the people that I've talked to in the world of professional wrestling, and even all the people that I've talked to tonight, I'm asking you, Will Sasso, what's it like to be in the ring with Bret Hart?
Dude, let me say this. We go out there in the afternoon, and he goes, well, you know, just run around and see how it feels, you know. And so I'm like, okay. So I go and I run into the ropes, which is, you know, you need to be trained to do, and it's elevator cable over there. And I felt my ribs just go, doop, doop, and I'm like, I don't think I can even do it. And he's like, oh, you played high school football, you'll get it. You know, you watch this shit. I'm like, I can't, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he did like a Russian leg sweep. And then I went back and, you know, marked out on absolutely everybody. And then later I went out there and he's like, if I may, he goes, don't move. Don't move. You know, I'll pick you up and I'll do this and that. Just lay there and then I'll get you ready for the next thing and you'll know. And I was like, all right. And this fellow, Brian Hart, no relation, was an executive producer at MadTV, big wrestling fan. And he goes, Bret, can you do one thing, the quick leg drop? And Bret's like, yeah, sure. And then, and so we get out there, and I'm not supposed to move. And at one point, I'll never forget it, I'm laying down, and you know, I've just, whatever, he spilled me on the ground or whatever. And I'm laying there, and I'm looking up at the lights going, this is, time's slowed down. I was like, I'm in a wrestling match with Bret the Hitman. This is fucking insane. Okay. Sweaty and shitty. This is nuts, right? And I go, well, anyway. And I start to get up. And I roll, and he's in the air. And then you watch later, like he bent his leg so that he could absorb, because I'm now this much longer, because I'm on my shoulder. And in the middle of he's like, just because he's that good, he's like, I'm not going to break Fatty's neck and ruin his life. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's kicking me. His foot's coming in at 100 miles per hour, and it just stops. And I'm, you know, and I'm like, you guys know. So, yeah.
You guys have had a couple matches.
I prefer
right?
not to mark out and I don't use the term sell in front of wrestlers. That's disrespectful.
Right.
Right. So I'm going, and
that's much more respectful. Yeah. You're rolling.
Right. And then that was it. And then I walk out in the back and, you know, and I'm like, I'm fine. And then literally Hulk Hogan's like, yeah, brother, none of that. Just that running around, just that kick and punch, dude. I was like, yeah. All right.
Okay.
I did it. And then, the night before, you got a show happening here? And so the night before, we go to a bar, and Bret goes, okay, so I'm going to go in. And I had a couple of buddies fly down they're like, we got to see this, right? So we're in Tampa, and there's this, you know, we're going to this bar, and he goes, okay, so I'm going in. My buddy's like, I'm going in with Bret. Okay, so me and Brian and the guys and so, and we'll go in. You got to come in like a half hour later. I'm like, why? Well, because come on. People are, he's like, no, you know, he's got to keep it kayfabe. I also don't say kayfabe.
Will Sasso, by the way, my new favorite Will Sasso character is Will Sasso trying to be cool in front of wrestlers.
Well, shit, I remember I was coming up and Deuce had fucking run to the place. Fuck, she dropped that fucking belt and the fucking trash and shit off to the fucking races.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, fucking butt ass that shit. She could dress wherever the fuck she liked in the locker room with the boys, and fuck Deuce had run to the joint.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'll leave soon, everybody.
Keep going.
You're saying, though.
So Bret's a nice man,
Yeah.
and we had a good time when I pretended to wrestle. It was unbelievable.